I recently made a video on the harsh realities of Paris, stating that the city is not quite the utopia the powers that be would have you believe. As I'm sure many of you already know, the city has been overrun by third world migrants, terror attacks, violence, especially of a sexual nature, and a general degeneracy. But even I was shocked by the opening ceremony of the Olympics in Paris. Of course, I was expecting the average globalist, that's globalist liberalist take on how awesome gay people are, trans people are, Muslims are, and black people are. But what I didn't foresee is a direct attack on Christianity, on the very mythos of European values and culture. What you're seeing on your screen is a woke they-them degenerate remaking of the Last Supper. Of course, this is highly blasphemous for Christians like me, but what's most shocking is how they're taking aim at the very centre of Western culture and its virtue. Of course, they do this because the globalist forces despise the foundations of the Western world. They'd never do this to Muslims, A, because they think Muslims are great because they're diverse, and B, because they know that Muslims are prone to violence, so they wouldn't upset them. Look at how our mainstream media reports the opening ceremony. Not even a mention of the total disrespect of the Christian tradition and the foundations of Western culture. Now, I know many of you may say, well, I'm not a Christian, I don't believe in a man with a beard on a cloud, and, well, that's not Christianity anyway, but that's a video for another time. But a key point I've tried to make on this channel is that we as Europeans have a cultural inheritance, something that our ancestors fought and died for, that allowed them to build Rome, Paris, and London. So what's happening here is a direct attack on the mythos of Europe, that which unifies us, which gives us community, meaning and cohesion. Major European nations are being flooded by migrants from the Third World against the will of the people, while our cultures are being fundamentally undermined. Just take the Olympics as an event itself. It's a European creation to exhibit the finest of humanity, to exhibit endurance, discipline, courage, to show good, strong, masculine values that can guide a society forward. Now it's just in a pit of degeneracy. Instances like this are just more evidence that we're in a spiritual battle for the soul of Europe. Even Muslim influencers understandably are questioning why on earth Christians, or at least ex-Christian nations, are allowing this to happen to our culture and our continent. Now, as I understand it, Tommy Robinson is holding a march today in London, and originally I thought the aims of this march were a bit vague. Well, now he's got the perfect reason to march. It was made painfully clear last night that European Christian culture must be defended in some way. It's being routinely mocked. We must do this for the sake of our children, for our ancestors, and for our continent. I believe this is why the chant "Christ is King" has taken off with atheist and Christian alike, that both wish to defend Christendom and the European world. We simply must stand together to have any sense of a meaningful future. And of course, for this you'll be called evil and racist, and I'm not advocating any sort of violence. But in the words of Andrew Breitbart, we must be ready for a spiritual war.
All the people that have gone out there against the mainstream media and said, you're going to call us racist, you're going to call us potential Timothy McVeighs, fuck you.